So Tesla had a shareholder meeting yesterday, and it was an absolutely sheesh meeting. The amount of information that we got was absolutely awesome. And in this video, I'm gonna go through the important highlights that I think everyone should be aware of. I mean, there was a lot of information that everyone should be aware of, but these points I'm gonna highlight here in this video, I believe are the most significant ones. So what I'm gonna be doing is I'm gonna be going through the actual video. We're gonna both watch it together so you can hear from the horse's mouth exactly what he had to say, and I'm pretty much going to react to it and add my input to it and just pretty much highlight the important stuff. So get your popcorn ready, sit back, relax. I'm extremely excited. Let's get down to it. Oh, by the way, before we get down to it, I know I made a poll recently saying what video you guys want to see next. Obviously this video was not on that list. I am working on those at the moment at a much higher quality level. You just have to wait and see what I mean about that. But yes, they are being worked on. It's just this shareholder meeting, a lot of great information that I think we all should know about, the important highlights in my opinion. So we're gonna, look at that today. So smash that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. Let's go. Starting off with full self-driving. Tesla's full self-driving is so close to being solved. It's absolutely ridiculous. But what I want you guys to pay attention here is to what Elon is saying about FSD, on how this will bring Tesla stock to new heights. I even made a video about this not too long ago on a what if video. What if Tesla just act with a snap of a finger? There we go, with a snap of a finger. If they activate full self-driving in every single vehicle in the world, at least the places that are, approved to do so, this will be the biggest asset increase in the history of any company in the world. I mean, just absolutely insane. But let's just go bit by bit and you'll know exactly what I mean. So let's take a look.
The thing to appreciate is it's not that full self-driving will be as good as a person. It will be much, much better.
It already is in some places.
Over time, 10 times safer than a person. It's not even going to be a contest, frankly. And I think some people realize it. I think you guys probably realize it. But being able to do a software update and have several million cars suddenly go from manual driving to autonomous, I think will be the single biggest asset value increase in history.
Dude, I'm telling guys, if you guys haven't checked out that video, what if Tesla activates FSD worldwide, I recommend you guys to check it out. Just watch this video. I may just repost that video again, just that once clip apart on how much the Ultra Bear case would be and the Ultra Bull case. It's crazy the jump it does. I'm most likely gonna go ahead and cut that and put that anyways. But if you guys want to watch the full video, the link is in the card here in the corner to check it out. It's worth noting, and I did this video about 2 weeks ago, so it's an absolute sheesh moment. But let's keep going to what what Elon's got to say, because it's important.
The normal usage of a passenger car is roughly 10 to 12 hours per week. Call it maybe an hour and a half per day. And when you drive around, you see lots of cars just parked in parking lots because out of the 168 hours in a week, they're using less than 10%, maybe 7% of the hours of the week a car is in use. But once it is autonomous, it can be used probably, 50 hours a week, maybe more.
Robotaxi, bro. So if robotaxi happens, I mean, then ARC's, prediction of like 2,000 by 2027 will probably be a conservative number, but I don't know. Let's just see what else he's got to say, because that's absolutely ridiculous.
It is effectively a 5-fold increase in the value of a car overnight.
Yeah, because it's generating income for you. It's like buying a rental property and renting it out. You can buy the flipping car and just let it go and do Uber stuff, do the robotaxi, and generate your income. Of course, it's going to go 5 times more. You don't have to drive anymore. Oh man, that's just ridiculous. Anyways, this is if you guys believe FSD is happening, and by the looks of everything that's going on, it's happening, man. It's coming. It's inevitable at this point. Give it 3, 4, 5 more years, the norm will be, and again, you guys can put me accountable for this. The norm will be that you don't need a driver's license anymore to drive. The car will drive for you because it's 10 to 20, 30, 40, 50,000 times more safer than you. Putting it on the record out there. Come back to me when that happens, but keep me accountable because I think this is it's going to happen. It's going to happen.
I'm actually surprised that so few people realize this, or maybe they just don't believe it's real.
They don't. My God,
but
they
it
don't.
is.
But he doesn't stop there about FSD. We've got more. Check it out.
It's going to be just smooth as silk. So, in fact, you'll be able to visually tell, perhaps even now you can, visually tell if the car is being driven on FSD or manually, because if it's being driven on FSD, it's smooth and precise. And if you look at if you actually closely observe cars going down the highway, the people are constantly moving in their lanes.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
the cars are like doing this all the time.
In the lane, it's like
when
going
they're
left and
manually
right.
driven. If it's actually on FSD, it's dead center in the lane.
Wow.
It will actually get to the point where it is not merely, and maybe is at that point, not merely safer than a person, but actually way smoother than manual driving. I can't say enough about the profundity of full self-driving. It is just one of the biggest changes in history that will occur. It's not some
Facts.
feature. it's like a profound. It's really as profound as electrification.
More important than that, to be honest with you.
And we already have millions of the cars on the road that will literally achieve this with a software update.
With a software update, I'm telling you, snap of a flippin' finger, and that's it. You got full self-driving, man. Again, I have to stress this enough. If you guys haven't watched that video that I've made, check it out. I have the link in the description. The asset increase, the stock price increase, the valuation of Tesla stock, it's just going to be mad. Anyway, just check out that video and you'll know exactly what I mean. And that is excluding robotaxi, just FSD alone. So go figure.
I mean, that's like head exploding emoji, you know? I think probably a lot of people in this room realize it, but most of the rest of the world doesn't.
Nope. And that's why no one is investing as heavy into Tesla. If you understood what Tesla will look like in 5, 10, 15 years, forget what Tesla will look like 5, 10 years. Imagine what a vehicle will look like in 5, 10, 15, 20 years. The future is autonomy. The future is full self-driving. Most likely, we won't have to be driving in the future. This is going to be a factual. Again, you can put me on the record. This is going to happen. And this will be the biggest change, the biggest asset, biggest revolution in the car industry in history. Sheesh moment right there. And nobody gets it. If you guys got it, and if institutional investors got it, then the stock price would be easily in the mid 200s. But they don't. And so it's left up to me and you guys who are pretty much all in Tesla stock or buying Tesla stock to, pick it up at a cheap price. So that's FSD for you, man. That's why I'm saying FSD. You cannot remove it from the equation for Tesla stock or just Tesla alone. It's going to take the company to whole new heights in everything. The stock price, valuation, world's most valued company. It's going to happen. And that's why, folks, I'm all in Tesla stock. I mean, you guys know that already. But that's FSD. Now, although FSD is going to be great and fantastic for Tesla stock in the future, we got to know if it's going to be more of a buying opportunity for the next 6 to 12 months. Because according to Elon Musk, he's saying that Tesla is not immune to the recession that's going to come. Let's take a listen.
I want to be sort of realistic about it. That Tesla is not immune to the global economic environment. I expect things to be just at a macroeconomic level difficult for at least the next 12 months. So
pretty much what I heard is buying opportunity this year and pretty much half of next year as well. I mean, sure, the more time the stock price below 200, the more I'm going to buy, easier for me. But let's see what it's going to say.
Like Tesla will get through it and we'll do well, and I think we'll see a lot of companies actually go bankrupt.
Yeah, it's gonna be pretty scary.
So I want to make sure that this is not just the good news parade. It's important to understand that no company is immune to the macroeconomic environment. But that said, it won't be darkness forever. I expect probably a year of difficulty globally for everyone, and then. My best guess is that the global economy turns around in roughly 12 months. And then Tesla will be in an extremely good position.
Facts. This is facts.
So anyone
the reason why I think Tesla will be in an extremely great position, let's say that Tesla this year, had to drop prices to cost, meaning zero profit. With the update we just talked about with FSD, with the software updates in the next 5-6 years is going to be the biggest asset increase ever. I mean, just think about it. One day, a software update comes to your car that you can just press the button, pay for FSD, whether it's monthly or the one-time fee, and that's it. The car can drive for you anywhere and everywhere in a safe, convenient, and in a reliable way. This is just madness. This is where the profits are going to come in for Tesla. But obviously, being realistic, Tesla's not going to reduce their prices all the way down to cost to sell it. That's if we're in a flipping depression. And I don't think we're going to be going there this time. Hopefully never. Knock on wood. But hold on. Here's some good news for you if you're a Tesla shareholder for the long term. Listen to what he's got to say.
So anyone who is a long-term investor, I think, will do extremely well.
I mean, facts. I mean, look at everybody clapping. Everyone's clapping, man, because they're all shareholders. But that's facts. That is absolutely facts. To recap, guys, Tesla is not immune to anything. I mean, obviously, buying a car in a recession is probably the hardest thing that gets hit. No one's going to go looking to buy a car because, they're more important is to have food on the table. That's more important for them than going to get a Model 3 or Model Y or whatever models there is for Tesla. They don't care about that. And obviously, most people who buy a car, they don't go buy it in cash. That's only for the rich guys. The guys who buy a Tesla or any vehicle, really, the majority of the people are on a monthly payment, and that's heavily relied on interest rates. So right now interest rates are high. It doesn't make sense for someone to go there and, pile on even more debt or pile on even more liabilities and expense for them when, their priority is to survive. So until then, until next year, where things hopefully get a whole lot better, when we get interest rates lowered and we do get more relaxed with the quantitative tightening, then we can see a massive explosion on Tesla vehicles. It's going to be a massive time to witness. And then, and only then, we'll see the bears running for the woods. It's going to be one heck of a time, and I can't flip and wait. Now, let's get to the juiciest part of this entire shareholders meeting, which I thought was a sheesh moment for me, because I did not expect this part, and it shocked a lot of more people too, a lot of more investors as well, and pretty much the competitors as well. Everyone, it shocked everyone, is that Tesla is going to be releasing 2 new vehicles. We all thought it's going to be 1, but now it's going to be 2. This is just absolutely flipping, just crazy. Let's go see what it is. Well, obviously, they didn't reveal it, but they did announce it, and I have my thoughts on it too, so let's go and check it out.
People always want to know what our next product is.
Yeah, I do. Come on. Yeah, let's go.
But this is not the time to...
Come on, man.
We obviously need to have a proper dedicated product launch.
That'll be smooth. Whoa, look at that.
I just
hold
want to...
on. Let's just stop for a second. Let's take a look at this. Okay? Actually, you know what? Let's see what he's got to say. Then I'll come to it.
That's 2 new products that I think you will be very excited about.
2 new products. All right, hold on. Now we can stop it because I have my thoughts here. So, 2 new products. Okay, here's my thoughts on it, and I'm not too sure if it's going to be accurate or not. Obviously, it's a prediction, and obviously, with all predictions, everyone's wrong. But here's my intelligent prediction. Okay, the 2 new vehicles. Let's take a look at this foreshadow. Right? I guess it's a little tease. It's a teaser, right? Flipping Elon teasing us. But anyways, I like the tease. Let's look at it deeply, okay? The car looks big. Okay, it looks like it's a Model 3 kind size. It's not those small things that we see online that looks, like a box and it looks like a little Porsche. I don't know. You'll see the pictures on the screen right here. But instead, it looks more like a Model 3 structure, which is pretty sick. That looks pretty nice, and it's sleek too, so it's cool. One thing I've noticed is that there's no mirror here by the door. There's no mirror. Like, even if I try to increase the brightness, nothing. There's nothing. It's just straight. It's smooth. I'm under the impression that this particular vehicle is going to be the robo-taxi vehicle. Fully autonomy, no wheel, no brakes. It's just the car is going to drive itself. And yes, you can be able to purchase this car and it'll be like your valet. It'll be your butler. Just sit in the car and say, I want to go here, and it'll take you there. And I'm guessing this is the vehicle that you could take or allow it to do robo-taxi stuff. When you're at home and you're not using it, just click a button. Go make me some flipping money, man. Go will help some people get to A to B, A to C, whatever. So I think this is what it could be. I don't know. All right, this is what it looks like to me. But the second vehicle, I think that's gonna have the pedal, the wheel, you know, manual stuff. The FSD is there as well, but you can drive it. I think that's gonna be the compact car, 20,000-25,000. But this robo-taxi could be below 20,000 because it has nothing. You just sit in the car and it takes you places. So let's see, maybe, I'm just, you know, throwing it out there. Let's see what happens in 5-6 years from now or 3 years from now, because Giga Mexico is going to be built and finished end of next year. So, you know, it's soon, but maybe the cost of FSD that's going to go up, because right now it's 15,000. Maybe in the next year or two, it'll be 20,000. That's going to be the price of this. I don't know. I really don't know. So, you know, we gotta wait and see. Let's go see what else Elon's got to say about this, because he does leak some other information out.
If I were to guess, I would say of these two new products, just these two new products alone, I would say we will probably make, obviously this is just, you know, Elon's guess. So, you know, don't sue me.
Usually he's far off with his guesses.
But you know, Elon's guess is that that will probably make in excess of 5 million units a year of these two models combined.
Combined, 5 million vehicles combined every single year. That's the understatement of the flipping century. You're going to hold on a second. Hold on, I just gotta take a break. You're going to make a vehicle that's sub 30,000. Right, 20,000, 25,000, maybe even cheaper, and you expect two vehicles, not just one, two vehicles, and you expect them to do only 5 million combined every single year. No, I think this is an understatement. I think that's probably going to be double than that. Once you have the full self-driving even figured out, that's probably easily flipping double. But it's good to stay conservative. Y'all already know. But that is an absolute sheesh moment. 2 new vehicles coming out. That's absolutely in flippin' insane. But I think that's it. I think that's where Tesla's going to stop making new products. They'll continue to refresh, but they will stop, because think about it. They got the Semi. They're covering the truck market with the Cybertruck. They have the luxury market, which is the S and X. They have the mid market, you could say. That would be the 3 and the Y. The only thing is missing is the affordable vehicles. And that's that. And probably the robotaxi as well. The robotaxi vehicle. And I think that's what the second product is going to be about. And obviously you got the Roadster, you know, the race car, the sports car of Tesla. So you have all ranges of Tesla. So really that makes sense. I'm just curious to know now what the 2 vehicles are going to be. And I'm curious to know what you guys think as well. So comment down below. Let me know what you guys think what these 2 vehicles will be. Do you agree with me or you don't? Comment down below. I'm very curious to know what you guys think. Moving on from the juiciness to another juiciness is the Tesla bot. The 4th S-curve of entire Tesla's, you know, company line. And let's just take a look at this video because it was an impressive video. Look at that. Walking without the cable. Okay, so it's okay. That's cool. It's teaching it what to do. That's nice.
These are all real, by the way.
Yeah, no kidding. Goal increasingly complex tasks. Oh man, I can only imagine what this will look like in the flippin', I mean, it's gonna look crazy in the factory seeing these things work. This part is absolutely exciting. I mean, I'm not too much of a robot guy. I mean, I love FSD. I guess you could call me a robot guy. But this type of robots, you gotta be very careful with it, because if something goes wrong and it gets too advanced, iRobot. Anyway, let's keep going.
For full self-driving, as full self-driving gets closer and closer to generalized real-world AI, that same software is transferable to a humanoid robot.
That's it. You know, full self-driving is already doing the heavy lifting for the Tesla bots in the future. Really, if you think about it, Tesla bot is more ahead than we all think so. That's insane. Again, I wonder how 3-4 years Tesla bot's gonna look like. It's gonna look crazy.
Because I think basically everyone would want one. And maybe people would want more than one. Which means the actual demand for something like Optimus, if it really works, which it will, is 10 billion units. It's some crazy number.
10 billion units? But I don't know, it's hard for me to see that because Okay, you'll have 10 billion people on the planet by 2040, 2050. But why would everybody would want one humanoid robot? I mean, that would mean, let's say in a family, you have a husband, wife, and 2 kids under 5. Why do you want 4 of them? Why do you want 4 robots? That's a little bit, I don't know, not misleading, but maybe not even misunderstanding, because I don't understand what he's saying. I don't know. I don't think 1 per 1 makes sense. Maybe in total, yeah, maybe. But in a single given year or in 2 years, where every human must have a humanoid robot, I don't know. That doesn't make any sense to me. And think about it. If that becomes true, 10 billion, and you multiply that by 10,000, because was how much it's going to be worth. Each robot, about $10,000. That's about $100 trillion in revenue. That's crazy. That's absolute crazy. I don't know. This part I'm a little iffy about. I'm iffy about the whole Tesla bot thing. But I only say that because we're far away from it becoming a reality, although we are closer than we think, but it's much further. I think this is more of a 2030, late 2030 kind of thing. Anyways, I'm gonna take this Tesla bot thing with a grain of salt, and so should you. The thing you should be really looking forward to is a full self-driving, because this thing is very close to being solved, and it's gonna take the stock to new heights. Sheesh. Elon says the Cybertruck can be produced up to 500,000 vehicles per year. I got my own thoughts on this, but let's see what the Techno King has to say himself.
We'll start production later this year. We'll start handing over cars later this year. There will be an S-curve of production, so it'll be slow at first, and then ramping up. And I guess we'll see what the demand is like.
Short term, only beginning.
So we're likely to do probably 250,000 a year, I think, maybe more.
That's my guess.
Very much dependent on
250,000 is my guess as well in 2024, 2025. But let's see what he's gonna say
on what the demand is like, and
demand is gonna be crazy.
But I'd say it's 250,000 a year is a reasonable guess
in the beginning, at least.
And it might be 500,000. I don't know, but
500,000 if needed. But I don't think that's enough. And I'll tell you why. Let's first take a look at the current trucks being sold globally, or at least in the US. Let's look at Ford 150. About 700,000 of them were sold in 2021. That's a lot of trucks. Elon said about 500,000 of the Cybertrucks at the max, but Ford 150 is selling about 700,000. Ram is selling about 500,000, and the Chevy Silverado, same thing, around the 500,000 to US alone, because US is the only market that's, trucks really matter at the moment. But 250 to 500,000 in the beginning, okay. But I think over time, when people realize that, wait a minute, with this Cybertruck, I can turn it into an RV, I can take it to campsites, I can do barbecue on it, I can light up my whole house with it. It's not just a car anymore. Imagine the current F-150 truck plus all the other things I just mentioned. It's gonna be more than a flippin' truck. And if the price becomes the same price of an F-150, around 40,000, maybe even less, 30,000, and you got full self-driving on top of that, why would you want to get an F-150? Why do you want to, it blows my mind that, staying between 250,000 to 500,000 is the ideal. No, it's not. It's not. Long term, I think Cybertruck is probably going to be on par with Model 3 and Model Y in terms of production today, which are close to 1 million right now. I don't think underestimating Cybertruck is a good thing to do, but staying conservative, it is. And I think that's what Elon is doing right now. He's staying conservative, saying between 250,000, max 500,000, but he also said they'll make as much as they need. So if the demand goes to like 1 million, and right now there's 1.5 million vehicles reserved, just Cybertruck alone. So demand is there. Demand is already there, but look how much demand's gonna be there once it's on the road, and your friend gets one, your friend tells you about it, you get to drive in it, and a construction company sees it. It's game over. It's absolutely game flipping over. And I only say it's game over because you can do more than just work with it. Construction, moving one thing to another. You can do so many things with it.
We'll make as many as people want and can afford,
Yeah,
but
exactly.
It's going to be hard to make the cost affordable because it is a new car, new manufacturing method.
That's only the beginning, maybe 6 months up to a year max. Then it's going to start, economy of scale. We already know how that works.
So, in the grand scheme of things, relative to the production rate of all the other cars we make, it will be small.
Again, he's underestimating here. I don't think it's going to be small. I really don't think. I think Cybertruck is going to be a massive hit. So it's very clear what Elon is trying to do. He's trying to lowball Cybertruck. He knows that the stock price has been taking a beating. So, and he also knows that he's being watched by a lot of institutional investors. So I think that's why he's saying very conservative. Like earlier, he's saying that the compact car and the two new products that's coming out, which is the compact vehicles, 5 million combined together. Are you kidding me? No, that's very conservative. So with the Cybertruck, I think he's playing it very smart here, because we both know that once it's on the road, I mean, you already have 1.5 million vehicles, Cybertrucks reserved. Over 1 million reserved, my man. You want to only say 250 and a small portion? Come on, man. Give me a flippin' break. And last but not least, Elon is saying, buy the flippin' dip for the second time. Let's go see what he's got to say.
My advice would be, don't look at the markets for the next 12 months. If there's a dip, buy the dip. And I think you will not be sorry, because there's just generally a sort of there's an economic cycle to things, but things come back up. So,
and there you go. He said it. If it goes down even more, just buy the dip. He forgot to say not financial advice. But hey man, it's already dipped like 75% from its all-time high, and I'm all into Tesla stock, and I am loving these deals. Absolute. Again, I keep saying, and you guys follow me, you guys already know I'm all into Tesla stock. You guys know that anything below 200 is an absolute steal. The 160, 1670s, the 150s, it's just an absolute, even right now when the stock is up like 4% after even, the shareholders meeting, it's a deal. Under 200, it's a deal. And if you're looking 10 years in the future, 400, 300, 500, 200, it's a deal. It's an absolute deal. It's just, if the cheaper it goes, man, the more I'm going to buy. It's simple as that. And again, as Elon Musk said himself, is that, markets go in cycle. And again, he said it himself that, and it's obvious when we look at the data, that after this cycle of recession is done and over, Tesla's going to be in such an extremely good position that the next bull run that's going to come, Tesla's going to be one of the leaders in the bull market. All you got to do is look at Tesla's history in the stock market, what they do in a bull market and what they do in a bear market. It takes the biggest hit, but it soars the highest. So really, Tesla is one of a kind company and one of a kind stock. And I always say that Tesla investors and the Tesla stock is a whole different breed. And if you can't go along with the roller coaster, then again, not financial advice, you probably shouldn't be investing into Tesla stock. That's all I'm going to say. Tesla stock is great for long-term investing. The future of Tesla is absolutely, it screams dominance. It screams revolutionize. It screams changing history for the better. That's what Tesla's future screams. And again, that's why I'm all in Tesla stock. Tesla is one of a kind company, and it's one day, and I do believe this, it's going to become the world's most valued company. Sheesh! And there you guys have it, man. The shareholding meeting that took place yesterday in Austin. These were the important highlights that I took. And man, was it so refreshing to see that, because for the past year, it's just been slamming on Tesla and, why you shouldn't invest. Gordon saying $24 per share. And then Elon comes and just slaps everybody with the facts. And that's what everybody needs, time to time again. Sometimes in the earnings call, Tesla doesn't really give, I don't want to say optimism, but doesn't give the message that, hey, the future is bright. We're ahead of everybody. We're doing everything at the max capacity. I don't think he does enough of that. He does say it, but they don't do enough of that. And so I think the more we have of that and the more we are sharing, we do get investors on board. Because look, investors, when they don't see the FSD until it's done, which is pretty much all the institutional investors, the stock ain't gonna move up. For someone like me who's a long-term investor, I don't really care what happens in the short term, but for the majority of the people, their emotions, it's in the stock market. And if they can't control it, which they can't control it, they're gonna get crushed. And we saw what happened in the last year or two. And again, Elon said himself clearly here that for the next 12 months, it's going to be a rough terrain. So hold on to your hats. If you can't hold on for the next 12 months, you should probably get out. But if you're in it for the next 10, 15, 20 years, you better be getting some cash ready, because I'm trying to get some cash ready because I'm trying to buy as much as I can, because it could potentially get crushed down to maybe back to $100 per share, because anything could happen. A bank could close down and Tesla stock can go down 50% while they do record deliveries. You know what I mean? That's the market we are We're already in that market, but it's going to get worse. This is pretty much what he's saying for the next, 6 to 12 months until the Fed's reverse course. But anyways, let's talk about Q2 deliveries. Here's my estimate for production and deliveries and what the stock price could potentially be in Q2 of this year. So check it out. You won't be disappointed. Support the channel by becoming a channel member and subscribe for more. And I shall see you guys in the next video. See ya.